Now we are going to study about the understanding sentence rearrangement. So what is sentence rearrangement? Sentence rearrangement involves the organizing the words or clauses in a sentence to change its structure or emphasis. So this can be useful for improving sentence clarity, varying sentence structure, and creating different effects. So there are some types of sentence rearrangement. Changing word order, rearranging words within the sentence to create a different emphasis or effect. For example, the teacher gave a student a book becomes a book was given to the student by the teacher. Reordering clause means rearranging independent and dependent clause to change the sentence structure. For example, since I was tired, I went to bed early. It becomes I went to bed early since I was tired. When converting into the active to passive, the changing the focus from the doer to the action's recipients. For example, the dog bites man. It's become the man is bitten by the dog. Converting into direct and indirect speech, changing quotes to report speech. For example, he said, I am going home becomes he said he was going home. So there are some tips related to identify the sentence part, which is subject, verb, object, and clause. They determine the intended meaning and empathizes. Just rearrange the words or clause to achieve the desired effect. Check grammar and sentences structure. By mastering sentence rearrangement, you can also enhance your writing communication skills, making your sentence more effective and engaging. So, what is sentence rearrangement? So, sentence rearrangement is a linguistic technique that involves reorganizing the word or clause in a sentence to create a new sentence with different structure, emphasizes, or meaning. It involves rearranging the components of a sentence, such as switching the order of independent and dependent clauses, changing the position of modifier or phrases, recording, reordering the phases or subject and object, converting active to passive voice or vice versa, rearrange sentence to change the emphasis or tone. So sentence arrangement is used to improve sentences clarity and coherence. It's varies sentences structure and style, which emphasizes the specific ideas or informations. It's also create different tones or effect. It's also enhance the writing quality and readability. It's a valuable skills in writing, editing, and communication, as it allows individuals to refine their language skills, express themselves more effectively, and convey their message with greater impact. So, what is the definition of sentence rearrangement? Sentence rearrangement is a linguistic technique that involves reorganizing the words, phrases, or clauses in the sentence to create a new sentence with the different structure, empathizes, and having the different meaning sentences with maintaining the original sentence core meaning and the grammatical accuracy. It involves rearranging the sentence compounds, such as switching the order of clauses or phrases, changing the position of modifiers or adjust, reordering the subject, verb, and object, converting active to passive voice or vice versa. Rearrange sentences to change the emphasis, tones, or focus. The goal of sentence rearrangement is to improve clarity, and coherence, vary sentence structure and style, emphasizes specific ideas or information. It's create different tones or effects. It's also enhance writing quality and readability. So sentence rearrangement is a valuable skill in writing, editing, and communication, as it allows individuals to refine their language skills, express themselves more effectively, and convey their message with greater impact. Examples of sentence rearrangements. So here we will discuss about some examples of sentence rearrangement, which is original and rearranged. Okay, the teachers gave the student a book. This is original statement. And how we rearrange it: a book was given to the student by the teacher. Next is, the company will release the new product next month. We have to rearrange it. Yeah, next month the new product will be released by the company. Original: the storm damaged the roof of the house. The house roof was damaged by the storm. The manager asked the employee to submit their report. The employee was asked to submit the report by the manager. The new policy will be implemented by government next year. Next year, the government will implement the new policy. The research team conducted the experiment. The experiment was conducted by the research team. The play was written by Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote the play. The package was delivered to the customer by the courier. The courier delivered the package to the customer. So these examples demonstrate how sentence rearrangement can change the empathizer's tone and structure of a sentence while maintaining its core meaning. So types of sentences for rearrangement. So let's break down each type of statement in more detail with the example and explanation. So first is simple sentences. It contains a single independent clause, which is a complete thought. There's no independent clauses or conjunctions. For example, the dog is barking. So rearrangement example is, barking is what the dog is doing. Second is compound sentences. It contains two or more independent clauses, which is complete thoughts, joined by the conjunctions like but, or. For example, I went to the store and I bought some milk. Rearrangement example is, I bought some milk and I went to the store. Complex sentences, it contains an independent clause with a complete thought plus one more dependent clause, which is a complete incomplete thought. For example, when I got home, I realized I had forgotten my keys. So rearrangement sentences is, I realized I had forgotten my key when I got home. So next is compound complex sentences. It contains two or more independent clause, which is complete thoughts, plus one or more dependent clause, which is incomplete thoughts. For example, while I was at the store, I bought some milk, and when I got home, I realized that I had forgotten my keys. So rearrangement example of this example: while I was at the store, I bought some milk and then I realized I had forgotten my keys when I got home. Passive voice sentences, the subject receives the action instead of performing it. For example, the ball was thrown by John. So the rearrangement sentences is, John threw the ball, which is active voice, right? Active voice sentences, the subject performs the action. Example, John threw the ball. Rearrangement example is, the ball was thrown by John. Conditional sentences. In condition, a condition, it contains a condition if or whether and having the consequences then. For example, if it's rain, I will take an umbrella. A rearrangement example is, I will take an umbrella if it rains. Relative sentences, it contains a relative pronoun like who, which, or that. For example, the book which is on the table is mine. Rearrangement example, the book that is one on the table is the mine. By understanding these sentences, types, and how to rearrange them, you can also improve your writing skills, make your sentence more interesting, and communicate with your different ideas and use more efficiently. So, what are the objectives of uh, sentence rearrangement? First is clarity. Rearrange sentence to improve understanding and reduce ambiguity. Empathizes means change the word order to empathize a specific word or ideas. Variety. Rearrange sentences to create different structure and avoid repetitions. Effect. Rearrange sentences to create a specific tone, mood, or atmosphere. Style. Rearrange sentences to suit a particular trait, style, or genre. Accuracy. It ensures that the rearranged sentences maintain their original meaning and grammatical correctness. Flow. Rearrange sentences to improve the overflow and coherence of a text. Persuasions means rearrange sentences to make an argument or message more persuasive. By achieving these objectives becomes a valuable tool for improving writing quality and effectively communicating ideas. Now, we are going to learn about understanding sentence rearrangement. So, sentence rearrangement is a valuable skill that involves reorganizing the words or clauses in a sentence to change its structure, empathizes, or effect. It can help improve clarity by rephrasing sentence. You can make them easier to understand. It also varies sentence structure, which is rearranging sentence can help create different sentences, length, structure, making your writing more engaging. Empathize key points. By changing the word order, you can draw attention to the specific idea or information. You're just creating different tones. When a sentence rearrangement can help you achieve a specific tone, such as formal, informal, persuasive, narrative. So you can create your different tones. It also enhances the style. When rearranging sentence can help you to develop unique writing style or adapt to different genres. Improve flow. By recognizing sentences, you can also create a smoother flow of ideas and improve the overall coherency of your writing. To arrange rearrangements sentences effectively, you have to identify the sentences part, which is subject, verb, object, clause. Determine the instant meaning and empathizes and recognize the word or clauses to achieve the desired effect. Remember, sentence rearrangement is a skill that takes practice, so keep practicing, become proficient. What is the importance of sentence rearrangement? Sentence rearrangement is a crucial in writing and communicating because it enhances clarity. See, while having the rearranging sentences can make complex ideas which is easier to understand. It improves flow. So reorganizing sentence can create a smoother flow of ideas, making writing more engaging. Empathizes key points means by changing the word order, you can draw the attention to the specific idea or any information. You can create tone and atmosphere. So sentence rearrangement can help you to achieve a specific tone such as formal, informal, persuasive, or narrative. Developing writing styles when while rearranging the sentence, it can help you to develop a unique writing styles and adapt to different genres. It improves readability means by varying sentence structure, you can make your writing more readable and enjoyable. What is a facilitates communication? In sentence rearrangement, it can help you to convey your message more efficiently, which ensure your audience understand your intent meanings. It enhances creativity, Means rearranging sentences can help you find more or new ways to express your ideas, fostering creativity in your writing. It's supposed persuasive writings. By rearranging sentences, you can also create more persuasive arguments, convincing your audience of your viewpoint. It also refines language skills. Means you have to practice sentence rearrangement in to improve your all over the skills, and including grammar, syntax, and vocabulary language. So by mastering sentence rearrangement, you can also refine your writing skills, communicate with others, and communicate with more efficiently, and enhance your creativity expressions. So what are the strategies to solve sentence rearrangement questions? So to solve sentence rearrangement questions, you have to follow some strategies. For example, that you have to read the sentences carefully, understand the meaning and the content of each sentences, identify the linkers. Look for words or phrases that connected the sentence, such as however, or in addition, or meanwhile. So find the main idea, which determine the central idea of theme and ties the sentences together. Look for the transitions word, which identify words like first, next, then, or finally that indicates the order of events. Check for consistency. Ensure that the rearranged sentences maintain logical consistency and coherence. Use the process of elimination. If possible, eliminate answer choices that you do not make sense or are grammatically incorrect. Check the sentence structure. See, ensure that the rearranged sentences have a clear subject verb object structure. First, read the rearranged sentences. Check if the rearranged sentences make sense and are grammatically correct. You have to do the more practice, for better you will become at rearranging sentences. Take your time. Don't rush through the questions. Take your time to think and analyze the sentences. So by following these strategy, you will become more proficient in solving sentence rearrangement questions and improve your overall language skills. Now go further to the types of sentences used for the rearrangements. So here are the types of sentences which is commonly used for the rearrangement, which is first is simple declarative sentences. Statement that provide information. For example, the sun rises in the east. Compound sentences is the two dependent clauses joined by the conjunction. For example, I went to the store and I bought some milk. This is the compound sentences because you are joining one sentences to another. Complex sentences is the an independent clause and the dependent clause. For example, when I got home, I realized I had forgotten my keys. So this is the complex statements and sentences. Compound complex sentences are the multiple independent and dependent clauses. For example, while I was at the store, I bought some milk, and when I got home, I realized that I've forgotten my keys. So when using the passive voice sentences, the subject received the action. For example, the ball was thrown by John. So when using the active voice sentences, the subject performed the action, which is condition. Conditional sentences if then statements. If it's rain, I will take an umbrella. Relative sentences is sentence with relative pronoun, which is which, that, who, etc. We will use more relative sentences. For example, the book which is on the table is mine. Subordinated clauses sentences are sentences with dependent clauses. For example, because I was tired and I went to bed early. Coordinated clause are sentences with two equal clauses. For example, I went to the store and my sister stayed at home. So these sentences type can be rearranged to the change in the emphasis, tone, and structure when making your writing more engaging and effective. So basically, these are the types of sentence arrangements which I am talking about: simple tenses, sentences, compound sentences, and the substitute and coordinates sentences. All these sentences come into the types of sentences which emphasizes tone and structure, making your writing more engaging and effective. So why sentence rearrangement important? So sentence rearrangement is important for the several reasons. First is clarity. See, when rearranging these sentences can make complex ideas earlier to understand. Empathizes means changing the sentences structure can empathize specific points or ideas. Style. Rearrangement can create varied sentences structure, improving writing styles and readability. Tone. Rearranging sentences can change the tone or atmosphere of the text. Persuasions. Effective sentence rearrangement can make argument more persuasive. Creativity. Rearranging sentence can help writer find new ways to express their ideas. Communication sentences, which is rearranging, can facilitate better communication by making message clear and more concise. Writing quality. Rearrangement sentences can improve overall writing quality, making it more engaging and effective. Language skills. Practicing sentences rearrangement can enhance the language skills, including grammar, syntax, and vocabulary. Editing and proofreading. See, while making the rearrangement of the sentence, it is a crucial steps in editing and proofreading that you ensure that texts are clear and concise and effective. If you are just having some problem while reading these statements, you can also proofread it. This means you can reread it or edit it. So, by mastering sentence rearrangement, writers and communicators can refine their language skills, with express themselves more effectively and achieve their goal with greater impact. So, what is a sentence rearrangement important in exams? So, sentence rearrangement is the important in exam for several reasons. See, first is language proficiency test. While rearrangement question tests a candidate ability to understand grammar, syntax, or sentence structure. Reading comprehensions. See, while rearranging the sentence, it helps candidate understand the original text meaning and the organization. Writing skills. Rearrangement questions evaluate a candidate's ability to express ideas clarity and coherently. Logical reasoning. Sentence rearrangement requires logical thinking and problem solving skills. Time management. Candidate must rearrange sentences efficiently to complete exams within the time limit. English language exams. Its rearrangement questions are common in English language with exams like IELTS, TOEFL, and the Cambridge exams. So there is the competitive exam sentences rearrangement is often tested in the competitive exams like SSC, UPFC, and banking exams also. At assessing the cognitive skills, which rearranging the questions, evaluating cognitive skills like attention, memory, and problem solving. So by practicing sentences rearrangement, candidate can also improve their language skills, logical skills, and have time management while reading to the better performance in exams. Now go for the effective communication skills. Effective communication skills. See, in sentence rearrangement, it is an essential aspect of effective communication skills. It enables individuals to convey ideas clearly. So, rearranging sentences helps to express thoughts and ideas in the concise and understandable manner. Organizing thoughts. See, sentence rearrangement facilitates the organization of thoughts, making communication more coherent and logical. Empathize key points by rearranging sentences. Individual can empathize important information and ensure their message is conveyed effectively. Adapt to audience. See, sentence rearrangement allows communicators to tailor their message to suit different audience and purposes. Enhance clarity, which is rearranging sentences can reduce ambiguity and they ensure that the intended meaning is conveyed accurately. Improve readability. Effective sentence rearrangement can make written communication more engaging and easier to read. Facilitate persuasion. By rearranging sentences, individuals can create persuasive argument and convenience their audience more effective. Develop writing skills. Practicing sentences rearrangement can improve overall writing skills, including grammar, syntax, and style. It also enhances verbal communication. The skill learned from sentences rearranged can also be applied to verbal communication, making individuals more effective communicators. Boost confidence. See, mastering sentence rearrangement can increase confidence in communication, both written and verbal. So, by developing sentence rearrangement skills, individuals can become more effective communicators, conveying their ideas clearly, achieving their goals with greater success. Now, going forward to the another slide, which is importance of sentences rearrangement in exam. So, what is the basic importance of the sentence rearrangement in examination? Because it is the test language skill. See, rearrangement questions evaluate a candidate grasp of grammar, syntax, and sentence structure. It also assessing the reading comprehension. Candidate must understand the original text meaning and organization to arrange the sentence correctly. It also evaluates writing skills by rearranging question tests to candidate ability to express ideas clarity and coherently. It also requires logical reasoning. Sentence rearrangement involves logical thinking and problem solving skills. Test time management. Candidates must rearrange sentences efficiently to complete exams within the time limit. It also enhance the cognitive skills by rearranging the questions. It also improves attentions, memory, and problem solving ability. It also develops critical thinking. Candidates learn to analyze the evaluate information while making them better critical thinkers. It also improves communication skills. See, when you are rearrangement the sentences, it also help candidates express ideas more efficiently and also enhance their communication skills. It also boosts confidence. By mastering sentence rearrangement, it also increases the confidence in the language skills and exam performance. It also prepare for real life scenarios while rearranging the skills are useful in real life situations like writing emails, reports, articles, blogs, etc. So, by including sentences rearrangement question in exams, educators and can assess a candidate language skills, logical reasoning, and cognitive abilities, preparing them in success in academic and beyond. So, what is test reading and comprehension? See, it is really need test reading and comprehension. Yes, sentence rearrangement test reading comprehension skills in several ways. For example, understanding test structure. Candidate must recognize how sentences are connected and rearrange them to maintain coherence. It identifies the main idea. Rearrangement requires identifying the central idea and supporting details in a text. Recognizing transactions and the connections. Candidate must understand how sentences are linked using the transaction words and phrases, how it's grabbing the sentences relationship. See, while rearranging the involves understanding the relationship between the sentences, such as clause and effect or contrast. By comprehending vocabulary in context, candidate must understand word meanings within the text to rearrange the sentence correctly. Identify tone and purposes. See, while rearrangement requires recognizing the author's tone, purposes, and intent meaning. Analyzing text organization, candidate must analyze how the text is organized and rearrange sentences to maintain logical flow. By synthesizing information, rearrangement involves combining information from multiple sentences to create a coherent text. So by testing sentences, rearrangement exams can assess a candidate ability to read, comprehend, and interpret text effectively.